assault on Gaza keeps building on some American university campuses. Students are demanding their schools cut ties with or reveal their involvement with companies that do business with Israel or are profiting off the war in Gaza. In Austin, Texas, police in riot gear were called in to break up a protest at the University of Texas. Several people there were arrested. Scuffles also broke out between protesters and campus police at the University of Southern California after students were ordered to dismantle an encampment. Anger there has grown after a Muslim student's planned commencement speech was canceled. There are big protests in New York City, too. Columbia University has just extended a deadline for protesters camped on its grounds to leave. Last week, more than 100 people were arrested and charged with trespassing. Most of those taking part are peaceful and believe their right to protest is being suppressed.
Today, Hamas issued an endorsement statement of the protesters on this campus. They called them the future leaders of America. It is detestable. My message to the students inside the encampment is go back to class and stop the nonsense. To every Jewish student listening to us, no matter where you are around the country, you have my word. The U.S. House of Representatives will do everything in our power to ensure that you are safe, you can freely practice your faith, and you can go to school just like everybody else. We respect free speech. We respect diversity of ideas. But there is a way to do that in a lawful manner, and that's not what this is. And I am here today joining my colleagues and calling on President Shafik to resign if she cannot immediately bring order to this chaos. As Speaker of the House, I am committing today that the Congress will not be silent as Jewish students are expected to run for their lives and stay home from their classes hiding in fear.
If you are a protester on this campus and you are proud that you've been endorsed by Hamas, you are part of the problem. When you cheer on the fact that you enjoy Hamas and Hezbollah, you are yourself part of the problem. Mr. Speaker, I am proud to join with you here today in calling for the immediate resignation of the President of Columbia. She has failed her duty. She is not keeping students safe. And we see on this campus the hate-filled speech that is carrying through this country.
We want this administration and the administration of every university campus around the country to bring this to account and to bring this lawlessness to an end. And that's what we need to do. Thank you.
I think the main thing I would say is that, he floated the idea of bringing in the National Guard onto campus, and I think just to put that into perspective, this is a protest where 108 students were arrested peacefully without resistance. They didn't start, beating up the cops. The cops didn't start beating up them, and where, there has been acts of violence. There has been incidents of absolutely unacceptable violence, and the people responsible for that should, of course, be held should be prosecuted and held accountable to the greatest extent possible. But those have been largely isolated, and to float the idea of bringing in the National Guard as if this is Kent State is absolutely nutty to me.
The president believes that free speech, debate, and non-discrimination on college campuses are important. They're important American values, and so he'll always be very clear. We will always be very clear about that here. Students should feel safe. Communities should feel safe, and we can't stay silent. Obviously, it is a deeply painful moment. He sees that. He understands that. Obviously, it is a deeply painful moment. He sees that. He understands that.